Let's move to this now. The Office of the Chief Whip of the African National Congress in the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature has suspended Philemon Lukhele. Lukhele is one of the accused in the Hillary Gardee murder case. Lukhele, Sipho, Mkhwatshwa and Albert Gama are facing 6 charges, including kidnapping, rape, murder, defeating the ends of justice and conspiracy to commit murder. They allegedly killed Hillary Gardee, the daughter of former Economic Freedom Fighter Secretary General Godrich Gardee. Fidel Mlombo is the ANC's Chief Whip in Mpumalanga and joins us now. Thank you so much for your time, Baba. Is he being paid while still on suspension? Give us more details around this.
Thank you very much. He's not being paid while on suspension. The suspension is without pay, pending a disciplinary hearing that will be held in case he gets bail. But if he does not get bail, then it would mean that the suspension without pay would continue, because we regard this action, his arrest, as a very serious offense, and it has put the name of the organization, in particular the Office of the Chief Whip, in disrepute.
And Baba Mlombo, if you're still able to hear me, I wonder when then would you then be in a position to take a permanent decision around him should he not get bail and the trial continue? Will he continue to still be on suspension even if the trial drags on possibly?
Yes, our intention is that if he gets bail, we will call him to a disciplinary hearing where he will put his side of the story, and a decision will be taken then if whether the suspension is suspended or whether we continue with a disciplinary hearing that will find him guilty and be dismissed. But we cannot prejudge the outcome of the hearing. We would wait for him to get bail and appear before a hearing.
What do you say to the criticism by some that the suspension should have come sooner, the minute he was arrested, and not after he has appeared in court?
We wouldn't be able to suspend him immediately he was arrested, because when we checked with the police, they told us that he was taken for questioning. So we were waiting for him to be charged before we could in fact take action, because we wouldn't suspend him for being taken for questioning. But now that there are serious charges against him, it is proper that we take action. But also our disciplinary code and procedures of the Office of the Chief Whip in the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature provides that an employee can only be called to a disciplinary hearing if there is an offense that has been committed. And in this case, the offense that has been committed is that he has been charged with all those serious charges, of which our disciplinary code and procedures calls for tougher action if those crimes have in fact been committed.
What are some of the conditions attached to this suspension?
The conditions are that during his suspension, he doesn't have to come back to work. He is prohibited from making contact with the employees in the Office of the Chief Whip in the Provincial Legislature, and that he would have to hand over what the working tools that were given to him, which are the phone, the laptops, and the access card to the provincial legislature.
And I see that you've also met with him. According to some of the reports, you were able to hand over that letter to him and you met with him. How did he receive the news of his suspension?
He understood, he accepted it. It would seem that he was expecting it, because he knows how we are operating in the Office of the Chief Whip. As a senior manager, he was expecting it that he would, in fact, be suspended. So he did not give me difficulties when I arrived there, because I decided to go there myself so that I'm able to talk to him, so that I make sure that he understands the reason behind us taking that decision to suspend him without pay, because we seriously believe that his arrest has put the name of the organization and the name of the Office of the Chief Whip into disrepute.
Take us back to the moment when you found out, because, I mean, this is a highly publicized matter. It's been out there and there were reports daily about it. Take us back to that moment when you found out that he was one of the suspects.
Yes, I received a call early in the morning on Saturday from one of the members of the provincial legislature. And immediately after that, I started to do my investigation, and I found that it is true that he was in fact arrested. I therefore reported to the organization, and immediately after that, on Sunday afternoon, I think at around 5 o'clock, he called me using the phone of one of the people who are investigating the case, the investigators. It would seem that it's a process inside prison, that they would give you an opportunity to call your family and to call your immediate employer. So he called me and indicated that he was taken for questioning, and that on Monday, the following day, he was going to appear to make his first appearance. But he knew that when he appeared on Monday, he would not be given bail, because it would seem that the police wanted enough time to investigate the case. He also told me that he would then appear the following week, which is next week, Monday, where he would be appearing for bail. So this is what happened immediately I got the message.
All right. Thank you so much for that. We'll leave it there. That was the ANC's Chief Whip in Mpumalanga, Fidel Mlombo.